What is it that we feel guilty about as survivors? What does a survivor feel guilty about? Well, first of all, there was a common narrative. There was a fantasy. And both parties, the survivor and the narcissist, were committed to the fantasy, invested in it. They regarded the fantasy as an organizing principle, the narrative that rules their lives, endows life with meaning, direction, and purpose, a hermeneutic, explanatory principle as well. And so, having walked away or having been discarded from this paradise, having been expelled, creates a sense of guilt, the betrayal of the fantasy, the betrayal of the narrative, the betrayal of this cult, of this commonality. And that's only a small part of it. The narcissist is a child, truly is. It's not a pretension, it's not an act. The narcissist's mental age, psychological age, is about 2 or 3 years old. The narcissist's episodic memory is compromised, his autobiographical memory. Narcissist is discontinuous and disjointed and kaleidoscopic. There's identity diffusion, identity disturbance. It's a child. When you're with a narcissist, the feeling is that you're with a child. The narcissist gives off a child vibe. And so walking away from the narcissist or being discarded by the narcissist feels like having abandoned a child in need, having betrayed a child, having backstabbed a child. What kind of child? A traumatized child, a child in pain, a crying child, an infant in dire need for succor and help. And here you are, walking away selfishly, egotistically, thoughtlessly. And this, of course, is a source of enormous shame and guilt. But you keep forgetting. Yes, the narcissist is a child, but it's a child trapped in an adult's body. Children by nature are cruel. They're egotistical. They're disempathic. And here you are with a child who has weaponized an adult body. This combination can become ominously life-threatening. You're not abandoning a child. You're abandoning a child with a lethal weapon. You're abandoning a child hell-bent on your destruction. You're abandoning a child of the corn. You're abandoning a Henry James child. So this is the child you're abandoning. And yet, something maternal in you, and it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, something maternal in you, something protective, something that is triggered by the presence of an infant or a toddler, wouldn't let go, wouldn't leave you in peace. This constant message, this constant monologue inside your head that keeps saying, you walked away on a child in need. You walked away on a destitute, devastated, crying child, a child who possibly cannot survive without you. And of course, this is part of the shared psychosis, the folie à deux in the shared fantasy, the mass psychogenic illness. The narcissist convinces you that he cannot survive without you as his maternal figure. In this way, narcissism is highly codependent. And so you walk away from the child and you feel the same way a mother would when she abandons her children for her own gratification and selfish needs. Survival is not a price worth paying for abandoning your children. And yet, you must remember, it is not a child, not in any sense we mean when we use the word. It's not a child. There is a childish, infantile engine there, some kernel, some nucleus that is infantile and childish, but it is surrounded and wrapped with an adult body, adult machinations, adult stratagems, the shared fantasy, and numerous other contraptions and traps into which you fall and from which you need to extricate yourself in order to survive. We hurt people mostly when we interpret the situation or the relationship as a battle for survival. It is then that we lose our scruples, our inhibitions, our norms and values and conventions and mores. We lose everything, every script we've learned, every behavior we have adopted, every value system, every value in the value system, every belief we've held, every faith. When you're fighting for your survival, it's no holds barred. Nothing is disallowed in love and war. So we hurt people most when we have come to believe that the situation or the relationship is threatening our survival. Life, in these circumstances, life is reduced to a zero-sum game. It's you or the narcissist, never the both of you. With the narcissist, it's never been a win-win situation. It's never been a give and take. With the narcissist, it's always been your gradual eradication, your incremental annihilation, your stage-by-stage evaporation and dissipation as you were consumed by the narcissist. And here you are telling yourself, this man I love, this woman I love, the narcissist, they were there. They were charming, they were amazing, they were innovative, they were creative, they were sparkling. They were there. I felt their presence. It's not true that there's nobody there, but you're wrong. What you have felt is the simulation, the simulacrum, the false self. The narcissist is a non-entity. It's an absence masquerading as a presence. It's a black hole. And as such, the narcissist is incapable of being truly, profoundly hurt. Narcissists do not experience hurt and pain. So why do they react to abandonment? Why do they appear to be so devastated and ruined and beyond repair and reconstruction, having been abandoned? Because they are enraged. They're consumed by rage. They're enraged by the violation of the fantasy, by the betrayal of the narrative. They can't let go. They are completely digested and consumed by your absence, because your absence then resonates with their absence, and it becomes one big void, one big howling deep space, one big black hole into which they're sucked, never to be seen again. A process known as injury or mortification. So don't confuse, don't conflate the narcissist experience of abandonment with your experience of abandonment. You are truly impacted. You are truly affected, profoundly so. Every cell, on a cellular level, the abandonment hurts and bites like so much acid. You're reduced to smoke and mirrors. Whereas the narcissist experiences his abandonment, the hurt, which he dreads. Don't misunderstand me. Narcissists have a lot of abandonment anxiety. The clinical term is separation insecurity. Narcissists dread it. They're terrified of being abandoned, but not for the same reasons as you are. Narcissists are terrified of being abandoned because it unravels the fantasy. It destroys the cognitive distortions. It eliminates the firewalls that separate the narcissist from reality. Your abandonment is reality pushing back. Your abandonment is reality intruding. Your abandonment does not allow the narcissist to continue the pretense, the theater play, the movie that he has constructed. Your abandonment also makes clear to the narcissist that you're an external object, not an internal one. endowed with autonomy, personal autonomy, independence. You make choices, decisions, and so on. Even when the narcissist discards you, you still walk away, which is an independent action. So everything falls apart. The whole house of cards, and the narcissist feels terrified beyond words, horrified by the need for the direct experience of reality without the mediation of defense mechanisms, without the mediation of fantasies and narratives that are protective in nature. Fantasies and narratives that buttress the fantastic counterfactual self-concept of the narcissist. In other words, when you walk away because you've been discarded or because you've abandoned the narcissist, what the narcissist experiences is not pain, is not hurt. The narcissist experiences imminent disintegration, falling apart, being reduced to shards. You have abandoned the narcissist, but you have not abandoned a human being. Not in the full sense of the word.